Sam Shepard told me about the book. I was doing a movie in Austin, Texas, and I had done a play for him a while back, and he's the one who told me about the book, and he said there's this amazing book, and I had read one of Cormac's books. I think it was Child of God, and he told me that there was this book that the Coens were making into a movie, and he hoped they didn't screw it up. And that's how I found out about the book. I read the book in a couple of days, and I didn't imagine. I mean, there was no way that I was going to play Llewellyn or Sugar or Carla Jean or anybody. And then it was brought to my attention that I could audition for it. And what I did is, when I was working on Grindhouse, my audition tape was filmed by Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez during lunch of that film. And when it was sent to Joel and Ethan, their only comment was, "Who lit it?"
The aspect in which it's reshuffled is there are parts of the book which are lifted verbatim from the book, but they appear in the book as first-person sort of ruminations by the sheriff in alternating chapters outside of the action of the novel throughout the story. And one of the interesting sort of challenges of adapting the novel to a movie was the question of how to preserve that voice. So in certain cases, we took his words, but we put them into the context of a scene between the sheriff and usually the deputy. So in that respect, yeah, it's lifted directly from the book, but put into a somewhat different context. Some people that I've spoken to have sort of characterized as a Western. In our minds, when we read it, was closer in a sort of genre respect to what you're describing, to a sort of a crime story. To be honest with you, the similarities of Fargo occurred to us, but only retrospectively. They weren't there when we first read the book, but I understand what you're talking about.
The other thing, yeah, I think the humor is what we saw in the book. It's there in the book. We're not conscious of it. Certainly not an ambition to supply anything of ourselves, and I don't think we didn't try to, and I hope we didn't.
The casting director said that there's this really great Scottish actress who wants to come in on it. We went, a Scottish? And she came in, I remember the first time, and we started talking. You had this, this Glaswegian accent. I went, there's no way that this is going to...
Can I just say as well, Joel sat back on the couch. Ethan was very friendly and chatty. Yeah. Joel sat back like that, going...
And it was shocking when she opened her mouth and started doing it really was shocking. And then I said, how did you do that? And she said, I got on the phone with a friend of mine for a couple of hours. I went, oh my God.
Half an hour.
Yeah, half an hour. Yeah.
Just the fact of being in this table with the Coens in Cannes in official competition is more than I would have ever dreamed in my life. So, did I enjoy it? Yes, a lot. Since the very first moment I got the call from them. And did I enjoy my haircut? No. That was a hard job to stand. But they did it easy, very very easy for me. And Josh Brolin, he's totally nuts. He's a great actor, he's a great human being, but he's nuts. And then makes things more difficult even. But thanks to him, I can get through Texas landscape, which was quite scary for me. That's all. What the hell am I talking about?
That's it. All in Spanish.
I said I read the book, but they don't know that I can't read English. So, and they sent me the script, and I said I loved it, but I don't read English. So that's why I have this look in the movie, because I don't know what I'm saying.
Well, it's interesting because Javier, when we first met him, told us, you have the perfect person in me for this part because I don't speak English, I hate guns, and I don't drive.
On the set, it's almost like, it is kind of strange, I guess. One guy with two heads, but it's just an understanding. I think it's a very, very simple understanding and an understanding of their own sensibilities that allow them to do what they do. I can't imagine doing it with my brother, but it's great actually, and it's very subtle. I think that they put a lot of trust and a lot of work in their casting, so they don't have to do a lot of work on the set, so they can focus on other aspects of filmmaking. So it was a great experience for me. not for Javier, but for myself.
No, I was truly disappointed when I when I heard that they were sleeping in separate beds.